Afternoon, everyone. In the today's class, we'd like to discuss regarding the machining cost estimation within the industrial sector, depending upon different quantity of productions, that too based on different quality aspects, depending on each and every kind of products. The cost analysis plays a major role that decides the profit or loss of an industry. Even the Q square factor, which directly affect on the demand of the product, that is directly related to the cost factor, nothing but indeed to cope up with the particular product cost. Normally have to support with respect to both this q square factors, which is directly proportional to the demand. Nothing but both the quality should be supported and as well as the quantity should be supported, and then only the customer satisfaction will be getting. Based on that satisfaction, the demand of the products will be very much increasing rapidly within the marketing sector. Coming to the basic introductory point, as we have discussed now, that for each and every kind of the product or any kind of the maintenance activities, or nominally we can call it as a service, that will be getting success within the marketing sector only because of the customer satisfaction. So that involves how the customer will get satisfied. So depending upon any of the product we have set. So indeed to have a satisfaction means certain product quality should be maintained in the manufacturing. If at all, is there any of the maintenance activity, that service should be provided, that too in an feasible aspects. And product or service delivery time, within the stipulated time period, the product need to be delivered. And that too taking some of the safety measures in order to maintain the perfect dimensions upon based on the transportations, different kinds of transportations. The product should not get into the deteriorate conditions. So these are the basic conditions that are required indeed to satisfy the customer needs. And another one more basic parameter is that the competition between the different companies. So similar product manufacturing companies will be existing, or else a slight deviance with respect to the nomenclature difference. The product will be similar. For example, it's a chocolate manufacturing company. Nestle will be having the Nestle, or else will be having another type of the product is Eclairs. That is nutrient. So Nestle and Nutrient. So these are the two different companies which are the chocolate manufacturing companies, we can say. So in order to increase the demand or sales within the market review, any one of the company should be superior in its service oriented, that too regarding the product. The services will be varied into different kinds, that is maintaining of the quality, maintaining of the quantity. For example, if the quantity should be 250 grams or else the 100 grams, it should be pakka 100 grams. So that is nothing but the standard quality. So the manufacturing, composition, and regarding the taste, composition of the ingredients, storing, clear cut entire description, labeling, etc. This all are will be coming under the quality aspects. So if the better quality has been maintained when compared to the other person in the way of taste, normally we have considered the food and beverage sector. So if the taste has been increased, automatically there's some competition for the opponent person or else the similar product manufacturing company that with respect to another company person. So hence, for reaching the customer expectations, we have one formula. Product quality should be increased, product cost should be decreased, and even within a short time, the product should be delivered to the customer. For example, in the delivery time, suppose we have been said that 3 to 4 days, working days or business days will be delivering the product in the sense. So if at all the product has been obtained within the 3 days, the customer will be more satisfied that the transportation service is very good. That is nothing but his intentionality of utilizing that product will be satisfied very much fastly, whereas the other company cannot cope up with. Hence, by maintaining the similar quality and quantity, the other company, if it has been provided the same product with same conditions or else even the better conditions, superior conditions, that too for less price than the other company, then automatically the demand will be getting increased. That is nothing but the quality aspects, product quality aspects. Automatically the customer will get satisfied. Hence, for having the better scope, it's clearly specified here, better scope, the cost should be confined towards decrement by maintaining the quality of the product than the other product which is maintaining, and that should be delivered within the stipulated time period, and even if it is possible than the before stipulated time period or mentioned time period in the documentation. Coming to the point of introduction related regarding the manufacturing of a component, we're having regarding the cost, we're having different parameters to be considered for getting the DFMA, nothing but the design for manufacturing and assembly. So at different phases, the production units should manufacture different types of components with different dimensional accuracies. And later on, overall, those individual parts should be assembled in a proper channel as per the basic design in order to constitute a full product. For that, particular materials should be supported Nothing but raw material should be existed as the ingredient materials and its compositions and its levels, and the blending activity should be getting done. And these and all are related to the material strategy and the process. So at what temperature they should be heated and at what range the slag should be removed, and what other activities or other ingredients should be added towards it, and what temperature it should be confined, and on which basics it should be treated for getting into the different shapes and sizes. Going on to the design, coming to its dimensions, on what basis or particular dice should be existed for getting into the required dimensional accuracies. Later on, after getting this overall individual parts, assembly plays a major role. Assembly is the property or one of the basic parameter that holds the entire product to be worked in a real-time basis. Upon the analysis and optimization of these interrelations, these four different relations, then we'll be moving for design for manufacturing and assembly. See, coming to the internal line diagram, by considering the material, for that material we'll be having some designs, and after that minimal designs it will be directly transferred towards the assembly considerations. Without material we can't plan any of the designs to be processed, and without process we cannot achieve the required dimensions, and hence if at all the required dimensions has not been achieved, the assembly conditions will not be getting processed. Hence the sequential mode is that getting the material, processing it for particular designs, and later on the assembly conditions will be getting maintained. And by considering the material cost plus the process charges plus the design oriented charges and assembly fitting charges, by all considering overall the valuation related to the material, related to the work progress, nothing but the labor charges, etc. Upon addition and the time for manufacturing overall this and for delivering the entire products to the end users through different means, nothing but the basic from the company to the distributors, distributors to the wholesalers, and then wholesalers to the retailers, and retailers to the end customers. So this is the channel that will be getting progressed for purchasing. And based upon these overall parameters, the cost will be getting fixed. And here, you need to have a better sales or better demand for the particular products that is being manufactured by a company. You should have the close relations or interrelationships between different departments. Nothing but in the design department, if at all, what are the requirements of the customers after reaching our newly manufactured product they are expecting? What are the changes, minimal changes that they are expecting? So there is a survey should be packed up by the manufacturing department as per the tastes or requirements of the end users. A slight designs changes maybe happen in order to increase the sales. Second thing, the quality department. Is there any changes upon the continuous production that duly fixed with respect to an basic composition is being deviated has to verify. Next thing is the purchase department. Based on the demand, the raw material need to be purchased. If at all that particular product demand is being decreasing, simultaneously related to that product, raw material should be decreased as per the requirements. Nothing but as per the orders. Coming to the sales department, how many products that are being sold, and based upon that, per day calculation, per month calculations, per week calculations, month calculations, and per year calculations. So based upon that survey, the manufacturing department will be having a particular strategy of increasing or decreasing or stabilizing the productivity within the industry. So that will be getting decided by the manufacturing department. So you need to have a clear-cut idea whether the standard model is being satisfied or not by maintaining a particular quality and a particular designs. Based upon this, the demand oriented, nothing but purchase based on the sales or output, input purchase how to be increased or decreased will be having a detailed considerations. So for this, commonly the available shapes for different kinds of materials within the industrial sectors indeed to manufacture different kinds of products. So what are the different types of materials that will be utilizing frequently? Which is trending a lot in the industrial sector, either in domestical basis or else in the automobiles or else in different aspects or toys manufacturing or mobiles manufacturing, chargers, etc. Almost all the multiple products which will be utilizing in our daily life, either it may be of an statistical mode or else the dynamical mode that will be utilizing those materials. And how they will be available with us. Here, the alphabetical significations has been given that B is equal to bar and rod in formats that materials will be available normally in the environmental aspects. F is equal to the foils. I is nothing but the ingots, nothing but in the form of a irregular shapes of rocks type structure, or else these can be moved on to an high temperature oscillate range of temperature and transfer into the liquid phase. So almost all the materials can be done in such a way. P is nothing but plate and sheet. S is the structural shapes, T is the tubing, W is the wire. And here two differentialities has been produced. So lowercase letters indicates the less availability. And capital letters that will be available in powder format and that too with as per the required quantity basis. This here aluminum is available in bar and rod format, foils, ingots, plate and sheet, structural shapes, different shapes, tubings, and even the wiring concepts. So these are available in different formats. That is nothing but the material can be casted into different shapes and different materials. It can manufacture. In the manufacturer, they can transfer into different strategies which are available in our environment generally. Coming to the ceramics, it's available in bar, plate and sheet up to a limited strategy, and structural shapes in the limited strategy, tubing very much high. So copper and brass, these are the materials available in bar shapes, foils in less quantity, ingots in heavy quantity, plate and sheets in heavy quantity, structural shapes in less, tubing, incremental strategy. Vice versa, glass materials, graphite, magnesium, plastics, precious metals, steels and stainless steels, zinc materials, etc. Coming to the approximate cost per unit volume, considering in the case of this wrought metals and polymers relative to cost of this carbon steel. Coming to the gold, it is 60,000. Aluminum alloys, there is 2 to 3. Silver, 600 in the unit volume. Molybdenum alloys, 20 to 250. Nickel, 35. Gray cast iron, carbon steel, nylons, copper alloys, stainless steels, magnesium alloys, and these are all almost they are available based upon here we have already seen that small letters are lowercase letters in sense less availability. So based on that, as per the statistical data, standard data, the availability is in such volume sector. So based on the theoretical values related to the process concern on different oriented objects, nothing but cylindrical, and based upon the machining conditions. So how much time will be getting specified, and based upon the process commencement related to the different time factors, how much surface finishing will be getting achieved with different working processes will be having a look over it. See, first one, which is indicated with red color, thick red color, cylindrical grinding process. As decreases with respect to the production time, the surface finishing will be increasing. Simultaneously, surface grinding also, starting with respect to 16, and if gradually it is being decreasing with respect to time, next automatically surface finishing will be increasing. Come to the turning process, it is also simultaneous, and where it is being fixed up to a particular status, and then later on it is constant, where from 3.2 micrometers, then it will be common for each and every kind of the materials or different working processes. The two grinding process, cylindrical and surface grinding, turning process, etc. Coming to the end milling process, it is also it cope up with respect to medium range of production time to the least product time, but greater on increasing with respect to its surface finishing. Simultaneously, this peripheral milling, shaping and planing, drilling, etc. As per the design strategy and assembly, this is the outline view before getting assembly. See here, we are having a retaining rings, which are having of four pieces, in order to fix for different parts, that is mounting of the parts by close associates with respect to the shafts that will be getting inserted upon placing the radical carriage or subassembly over the base holding shaft. So there's an radical assembly which will be having its original design, basically which is utilized in the Texas cuts. And one more new assembly of gearbox alignment, a different staircase assembly in the case of our toys manufacturing to an simulation strategy. So how the machining cost estimation is done? So what is meant by this machining cost estimation? So before going into the reality basis of work, we'll be processing the machining cost estimation. So what is the type of material should be procured, raw material, and transferring the raw material to the input material, processing some of the working machining processes indeed to get the good dimensions, and assembly conditions for different parts, and achieving the perfect operating conditions based on the assembly and working by the assembly unit. So cost estimation, it consists of the cost of the product and services that the company will be offering, particularly to the end users, those who purchases the product. We are having different methods for estimating the cost. Let's have a detailed look regarding one by one. One is PRIMA, process information maps. This is one of the methodology for identifying the machining cost estimation. So not the overall product cost, only the machining cost estimation. Second method is parametric calculation. Nothing but it's an estimation of manufacturing the cost. So manufacturing is nothing but combination of different processes indeed to get the total component to the required dimensions. So as per the vendor requirement simply, or as per the customer's satisfactions levels. Third one is the analytic calculation. And even it is a more precise cost calculation method, nothing but it will be simultaneously equivalent in real-time basis of work. That cost will be converted to the real-time basis of production cost. That is estimation done in the case of simulation strategy. So what we have to do, we need to have a cost estimation method. By this, in order to identify a new product, whether it is feasible or not feasible, and if at all it is not accepted in the case of the design or any slight modifications are required, that can be get possible by the estimation process, which is now, as we have been discussed, that can be considered as a simulation strategy. Second thing it is to define the product price. So this estimation will helps us to define or fix the product price. Third one, you have to verify the offers has been obtained from different suppliers. Nothing but if the cost has been in the feasible limitations, different parts. So each and every part for a basic company will be getting giving as in subcontracts for different contractors. For example, nothing but in the manufacturing of our automobiles, wheels will be manufacturing by another company. For example, let's consider our Volvo is the one of the topmost automobile manufacturing or leading manufacturing and high economical range of one of the economical range of our manufacture automobile industry. So its wheels will be manufacturing by some other company. It's a steering utilized for automobiles will be manufactured by another company. Basic casing will be manufactured by another company. Decors will be manufactured by another company. Seats will be manufactured by another company. Deck will be manufactured by another company. Engine will be related to another company. So this Volvo will give the subcontracts for each and every kind of sub components manufacturing as a subcontract. And the assembly conditions will be progressed in the Volvo. So as per the design, the Volvo will give the designs for this as a subcontract to the other small companies. And on the attitude of the assembly conditions, Volvo brand will be releasing to the marketing sector. Indeed, to identify the economical process to manufacture the product, the cost estimation is required. And in order to identify the expenses and help, particularly in the minimization of this, and for state taking the decisions very much strategically and eliminating a product, subcontracting, and the discounts related towards the product. So for this, we need to have a detailed estimation reports for fixation of the cost for a product and compare at different stages or various stages the product sale and development and its progress. Coming to the analytical cost estimation, as we have already had a detailed look that price is nothing but the estimation cost within the marketing by the market, that is defined by the market, but not by the production or manufacturing cost. So always the following marketing prices should be followed, or else the formulations should be followed indeed to fix the price of a particular product. So nothing but the direct cost plus indirect cost plus profit. So indirect cost in the sense here, the subcontracts will be giving. So he will be taking the some of the commission basis of work. So hence that is indirect cost that to be identified, and direct cost procuring of the material and supplying the raw material to the subcontractors, there is a direct cost and indirect cost of manufacturing or process related working estimation should be done and plus profit should be identified. So based upon this, the product price will be get fixed. This is nothing but the common or generalized business sector. Next thing, the direct cost of the entire raw material plus indirect cost that will be equal to the product price. But here there is no any expectation regarding the profit orientation. And the third one, it is direct cost plus indirect cost, which is less than the product price. Hence, we can't do business, nothing but a loss. So purchasing of the raw material, indirectly are giving the cost, but even the product price is very much less than the investments. Automatically, no business will be getting run based upon this. Considering the pros, it gives an accurate estimation. So whether the business is being progressed within the profitable basis or else towards the loss of basis. So whether we need to hold up the continuation of the process, continuation of the business or not. And in the construction strategy, there's a time consuming cost estimation method. For this, a lot of data. So from the various interrelation departments, we need to have a large amount of data that should be fed in a particular method. That is the estimation of this cost accessing related. So we'll be discussing this in depth towards the analytical cost estimation for fixing the product total price, nothing but MRP, and continuing this analytical cost estimation in the next class. Thank you.